If you're over 60 and waking up with stiff knees, achy hips, or sore fingers, you're not alone. Millions of older adults deal with joint pain every single day. Some of the most common foods we eat, things that seem harmless, can quietly destroy your joint health from the inside out. And the worst part, but every morning, it still feels like your body's been through a battle. The swelling, the stiffness, the grinding sensation when you move your joints, just doesn't stop. You wonder, is this my new normal? You might even start cutting back on the things you love: gardening, dancing, playing with the grandkids, because the pain just keeps getting in the way. Most people have no idea they're doing anything wrong. And while you might blame it on just getting older, or maybe even arthritis, what if I told you that the real culprit could be sitting right on your plate? Yep, it's not just about wear and tear. Imagine this: you're doing everything right. You take your vitamins, go for walks, try to stay active, but here's the good news. Once you know what foods are secretly fueling your pain, you can start making powerful changes starting today. And in this video, I'm going to show you the top 3 foods that could be destroying your joints after 60. And while it might taste sweet, it's creating a storm of inflammation inside your body, especially in your joints. And the science behind how they harm your joints is absolutely jaw-dropping. Think of them like tiny messengers that shout danger to your immune system. In small doses, that's normal. But when you keep flooding your system with sugar day after day, it keeps your immune system in a constant state of alert. That means more inflammation, more pain, more joint damage. But what about that morning muffin, or that ketchup on your sandwich, or that glass of sweet iced tea in the afternoon? And even better, I'll share some easy natural swaps that can help soothe your joints, reduce inflammation, and get you back to feeling like yourself again. And what you can do instead. It really helps us grow the channel and reach more people who need this information. Try switching to unsweetened versions of your favorite foods. Add cinnamon instead of sugar to your oatmeal. Choose water with lemon instead of soda or juice. But the real problem is that sugar dosed tea just inflaming your joints. It also weakens your immune system over time, making it harder for your body to repair those joints. Not just for your joints, but for your kidneys, nerves, and even your vision. So cutting back on sugar helps more than just your knees. It helps your entire body stay strong. If you want to protect your joints, sugar needs to go, or at least be seriously reduced. Your future self will thank you. That's why people who eat a high-sugar diet tend to feel worse over time, not better. And if you really need something sweet, stick with whole fruits like berries or apples, which have fiber to slow down the sugar spike. Your body doesn't know the difference when it comes to glucose spikes. It just sees sugar. That's a tricky one. Some sugar substitutes like aspartame and sucralose might not spike your blood sugar, but they can still trigger inflammation in some people, especially when consumed in large amounts. So if you're using sweeteners, try sticking to small amounts of stevia or monk fruit instead. They're natural, don't raise blood sugar, and are generally well. And drop a comment below letting me know where you're watching from. Now, your body does need some omega-6 sites. Essential, but the problem is that most of us are eating 10 to 20 times more omega-6 than we actually need, and that throws your body's balance way off. And over time, it speeds up cartilage breakdown, leading to joint stiffness, swelling, and chronic pain. That SY reading labels is so important, especially if you reach over 60 and your joints are already more vulnerable to inflammation. I love seeing where our community is tuning in from Florida to Finland. You guys inspire me every day. These aren't obscure, hard-to-pronounce foods. They're everyday items, things you might eat every single day without a second thought. Food companies love to disguise sugar under fancy names. Stick around, because I promise once you understand this, you'll never look at your kitchen the same way again. Before we dive in, do me a quick favor. If you care about your health and want more videos like this, please hit that like button. Alright, let's get started. The first food that's quietly wrecking your joints. Refined sugar, yep, the white stuff. Sugar is hiding everywhere: baked goods, sodas, sauces, even things like yogurt or granola bars. Let me explain. When you eat sugar, your blood sugar spikes. That triggers your body to release insulin. But insulin also activates inflammatory pathways, something called cytokines. Over time, this can wear down the cartilage. The cushion between your joints, making movements feel stiff, painful, and creaky. And here's the kicker. Even natural sugars, like honey or fruit juice, can have the same effect if you're not careful. Now, a lot of people will say, but I don't eat candy every day. Maybe not. Sugar sneaks into your diet in all kinds of ways. So, what should you do? Start by cutting back slowly. Don't go cold turkey. That can feel overwhelming. Oh, and watch out for hidden sugars under names like fructose, corn syrup, evaporated cane juice, or maltodextrin. Now, if you've been dealing with joint pain for a while, I bet you've already heard about inflammation. And if you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, sugar can be even more dangerous. Now, you might be wondering, do artificial sweeteners help? The bottom line, but sugar isn't the only enemy here. There's another food that's possibly worse than sugar, and chances are, it's sitting in your kitchen right now. It's cheap, it's used in nearly every restaurant meal, and it can slowly destroy your joints from the inside out. I'm talking about vegetable oils. Yes, oils like soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, and even canola oil, the ones labeled heart-healthy or cholesterol-free. But here's what the labels don't tell you. These oils are loaded with something called omega-6 fatty acids. Why does that matter? Because omega-6 South are pro-inflammatory. When you eat too many of them, they increase the levels of inflammatory chemicals in your body, like prostaglandins and leukotrienes, which attack your joints. Imagine pouring fuel on a fire. That's what excess omega-6 does to your inflammation. Now here's the real kicker with vegetable oils: they're everywhere. They're in almost every processed snack, frozen dinner, salad dressing, mayonnaise, margarine, and even so-called healthy granola bars. When you go out to eat, especially at fast food chains or casual restaurants, chances are your food is cooked in one of these oils. That sharp pain when you try to stand up from a chair or bend your knees going down the stairs. But what they don't realize is that even those low-fat baked or light products are often packed with these inflammatory oils. They're not just unhealthy, they're actively harmful. It's not just old age, it's inflammation doing long-term damage. They're cheap, they're shelf-stable, and they make food taste good. But they're also silently wrecking your joints from the inside out. But now we know that good fats are essential, especially as you age. Your joints need that lubrication. Your brain needs it. Your hormones depend on it. Most of these oils are extracted using high heat and chemical solvents. One of the most common is hexane, a chemical also found in gasoline. Even though trace amounts remain in the final product, the process creates unstable molecules that oxidize easily, and oxidized oils are known to increase free radicals in the body, which damage cells and tissues, including your joints. The average American eats about 20 times more omega-6 fatty acids than omega-3 South. You not just getting the bad fats, you also swallowing tiny molecules of oxidative stress that chip away at your joint tissue every single day. That's why fried foods are some of the worst offenders for joint pain. Not only do they taste better, but they support joint health instead of sabotaging it. If you see soybean oil, corn oil, vegetable oil, cottonseed oil, or canola oil on the ingredient list, skip it. These oils are high in omega-6 South and heavily processed. And here's why that's a problem. Omega-3 South are anti-inflammatory. Think of them as the firefighters. They calm things down. These fats don't promote inflammation the same way, and some, like olive oil, can actually help protect your joints thanks to their natural antioxidants. But when your body is flooded with omega-6 South and Dosan T, get enough omega-3 South to balance them out. It's like having a team of arsonists with no firefighters in sight. The inflammation just keeps building, and it shows up in your joints: swelling, redness, warmth. Many people think they're eating healthy because they avoid fried foods or stick to low-fat options. So how do you avoid them? First, check your labels. Instead, choose healthier fats like extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, and even small amounts of real butter or ghee. When cooking, use avocado oil for higher heat and olive oil for salads or low-temperature dishes. And don't worry about fat in general. For years, people were told that fat was bad and low-fat was best. It's the type of fat that matters. You want fats that nourish your body, not inflame it. There's another thing to be aware of with vegetable oils: how they're made. So when you eat those chips or salad dressings made with vegetable oil, even worse. Heating these oils like when frying or creates even more inflammatory compounds. And if you've been dealing with stiffness in the morning, swelling in your fingers, or joints that just don't move like they used to, this might be one of the biggest reasons. Now, I know it can feel overwhelming. It seems like everything in the grocery store has some hidden ingredient these days. But here's the thing. Once you become aware, it gets easier. It's something many older adults eat daily thinking it's a healthy choice. But for certain people, it can actually make joint pain worse. Start by replacing one item at a time. Maybe it's your cooking oil, then your salad dressing, then your favorite snack. In fact, some forms of dairy, like plain Greek yogurt or aged cheeses, can be part of a healthy diet for many people. But for others, especially those over 60 with sensitive joints, dairy can trigger inflammation and immune responses that lead to more pain, not less. Each small swap helps lower the inflammation and gives your joints a chance to heal. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to start. And speaking of sneaky foods that hurt your joints, there's one more we need to talk about. This one surprises people the most. In these cases, dairy often makes symptoms worse. That reaction can trigger widespread inflammation, including in the joints. It's dairy, but it's worth doing a 2-week trial cut out all milk, cheese, yogurt, cream, and butter. Instead, use plant-based alternatives like unsweetened almond milk, oat milk, or coconut milk. Stick to olive oil instead of butter, and try nutritional yeast instead of cheese for flavor. Now let me be clear, dairy isn't evil. Notice how your body responds. Pay attention to your joints. If the stiffness or swelling comes back, you've got your answer. The biggest problem with dairy comes down to two main things: lactose and casein. The truth is, there are plenty of calcium-rich foods that don't involve dairy at all, like leafy greens, almonds, sardines, tofu, and fortified plant milks. Commercial cows are often treated with antibiotics and growth hormones, which can make their way into your milk and cheese. These tend to be better tolerated by the body and are less inflammatory overall. Over time, those additives can interfere with your hormones and, yes, cause inflammation. Plus, calcium alone doesn't protect bones. You need vitamin D, magnesium, and vitamin K2 for it to be properly absorbed and used by the body. Lactose is the natural sugar found in milk. And as we age, our bodies often produce less of the enzyme needed to break it down. That means it can sit in the gut, undigested, leading to gas, bloating, and an inflamed digestive tract, which then spills over into the rest of the body, including the joints. Your body could be telling you that dairy isn't your friend. But even more problematic is casein, a type of protein found in milk. Some people's immune systems react to casein like it's an invader. If you've ever felt puffy, stiff, or achy after eating ice cream, drinking milk, or having cheese on your sandwich, it might not be your imagination. And this becomes even more important if you already have conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, or autoimmune issues. So what can you do? You don't necessarily have to give up all dairy forever. Then, after 2 weeks, slowly reintroduce dairy one item at a time. And don't worry about calcium. That's one of the biggest myths out there, that you have to drink milk for strong bones. If you're concerned about bone health, talk to your doctor about a complete bone building plan. Don't just rely on milk. Now, here's something else to consider. Processed dairy products are often loaded with additives, thickeners, and hormones. If you choose to include dairy in your diet, go for the cleanest versions possible: organic, pasture-raised, full-fat, and minimally processed. But if you've been waking up with aching joints, or if you notice your hands or knees get worse after a cheesy meal or a bowl of cereal with milk, it's worth experimenting. Because when it comes to joint pain after 60, knowledge is power. Once you start identifying and removing the foods that are silently working against you, like refined sugar, processed vegetable oils, and inflammatory dairy, you'll be amazed at how different your body can feel. I've seen it time and time again. People in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, who VA struggled with joint pain for years, start cutting out just 1 or 2 of these harmful foods, like sugar or vegetable oils, and suddenly, they're moving easier. So while we've talked about what to avoid, I want to help you with what to add: simple, healing swaps that support your joints naturally and gently. They're sleeping better, they're getting back to the things they love. It's sweet, satisfying, and helps fight inflammation instead of feeding it. But here's what I love most. It's not just about taking something away. It's about replacing it with something better. Let's start with sugar. One of the easiest and most powerful swaps is adding more anti-inflammatory fruits. Think blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. These are loaded with antioxidants that help neutralize the damage sugar has already done. They're also low in sugar compared to other fruits and high in fiber, which helps your gut. And remember, A healthy gut means lower inflammation overall. It's light, easy to digest, and often fortified with calcium and vitamin D. Just be sure to choose brands without carrageenan or added sugars. Plus, it's packed with B vitamins, which are essential for energy and nerve function. A square or two after dinner can curb a sweet tooth and deliver powerful flavonoids that help calm your immune system. About giving your body the tools it needs to calm inflammation, rebuild tissue, and move freely again. The Mediterranean diet, which relies heavily on extra virgin olive oil, has been shown to reduce markers of inflammation, protect against arthritis, and improve overall joint function. I know it might feel like it when it's hard to get out of bed or when stairs feel like a mountain, but your body wants to heal. It just needs the right support. She even took a short walk around her neighborhood, something she hadn't done in months. She said she had been living with joint pain in her hands and knees for over a decade. She assumed it was just her age. But after seeing our episode on inflammatory foods, she decided to cut out vegetable oils and start cooking with olive oil instead. We may not feel thirsty, even when our body is craving water, and dehydration is a silent enemy of your joints. When you're even slightly dehydrated, that cushion shrinks, movements become stiff and painful. Your cartilage can dry out, and inflammation rises. She also stopped eating the breakfast cereal she had every morning. Turns out it was loaded with hidden sugars and processed milk powder. If plain water isn't appealing, try herbal teas, cucumber water, or a splash of lemon or berries to make it more enjoyable. Just skip the sugary flavored waters. They defeat the purpose. Instead of reaching for a sugary dessert after dinner, try a small bowl of frozen blueberries with a spoonful of unsweetened coconut yogurt. It can make your joints feel sore, stiff, and tired. But once you rehydrate, that stiffness starts to melt away. It's like giving your joints a daily bath. Even light stretching, or 10 minutes of walking after meals, can help reduce stiffness and improve circulation. Another great swap? Dark chocolate. Yes, chocolate. Just make sure it's 70% cocoa or higher, and without added sugar. Add a tiny pinch of sea salt for minerals. It can make a noticeable difference in just a few days. You'll be doing your joints a favor with every drop. It has a high smoke point, so it won't break down at high heat like many seed oils do. If your joints hurt, I know the last thing you want to do is move. But here's the irony. Movement is what feeds your joints. Plus, it's rich in monosaturated fats that support joint tissue and help keep your skin soft and hydrated too. Some of the most delicious foods in the world are also the most healing. Spices like turmeric and ginger, omega-3 rich foods like salmon, walnuts, and flaxseed, colorful vegetables, comforting soups made with bone broth. These are nature's medicine cabinet tanned. They taste amazing too. Now, when it comes to oils, olive oil ISNT, just a safer alternative. It's one of the most studied anti-inflammatory foods in the world. So drizzle it generously on your salad. Use it in your homemade dressings. Dip your bread in it. That morning stiffness, the swollen knuckles, the creaky knees. They're all whispers from your body asking for help. And if you enjoy cooking, avocado oil is another great option. Let's talk dairy swaps. If you're trying a dairy-free trial, unsweetened almond milk is one of the most popular options. Coconut milk is another gentle option, especially for cooking. It gives a rich, creamy texture to soups and stews without the inflammation. And if you're missing that cheesy flavor, nutritional yeast is a fantastic plant-based seasoning that adds a cheesy, savory taste to everything from popcorn to mashed potatoes. Remember, these swaps aren't about punishment or restriction. They're about healing. Now, before we go any further, I want to pause for a second and remind you of something important. Joint pain is not a life sentence, and the first step is taking out the things that are hurting it. Let me tell you a quick story. A woman named Carol, she's 72, reached out after watching one of our videos. Within 3 weeks, Carol said her fingers weren't as swollen in the morning. She could close her hands without pain. Now, of course, results vary. But stories like that remind us food is powerful. And while we're talking about healing your joints, I want to share another tip that many people overlook: hydration. It sounds simple, right? But as we age, our thirst signals start to fade. Your joints are surrounded by fluid called synovial fluid that cushions the bones and helps them glide smoothly. That fluid is mostly water, so make water a priority. Aim for 6 to 8 cups a day. Now here's something most people don't realize. Even mild dehydration can mimic arthritis. If you're waking up stiff in the morning, try drinking a full glass of water right after you get out of bed. Of course, food and hydration are just the beginning. Gentle movement plays a huge role too. Every time you walk, stretch, or move your limbs, you're pushing fresh nutrients into the joint space and flushing out waste. Pair that with the right foods, and your joints will thank you. Now, let's circle back. We've covered 3 major culprits that destroy joint health after 60: refined sugar causing, inflammation, and insulin spikes; vegetable oils fueling a fire of omega-6 imbalance and cell damage; and dairy, for many, a hidden trigger of immune response and swelling. Each of these can affect your body in ways you might not even notice until they've built up over time. But the moment you truly listen and begin to shift your food choices, that's when the healing begins. It's never too late. And don't worry, your meals don't have to become bland or boring. Let us talk about some easy daily strategies you can start using today to protect your joints without feeling overwhelmed. First, build your plate with color. The more colorful your meals, the more antioxidants you're getting. Think bell peppers, spinach, sweet potatoes, beets, red cabbage, blueberries. Each one brings its own set of anti-inflammatory compounds. These aren't just good for your joints, they help your eyes, your skin, even your brain. Second, think about how often you eat packaged foods. If it comes in a bag, a box, or a wrapper, chances are it's been processed with some combination of sugar, cheap oils, and preservatives. These swaps are gentle, but they add up, and your joints feel it. But it's not. Yes, aging bodies go through changes. Cartilage thins, muscles shrink a bit, flexibility drops. That's normal, but pain is not supposed to be the default, especially not sharp, stabbing, burning, or swelling pain. That doesn't mean you can never eat a cracker or a sandwich again. A handful of walnuts, a slice of avocado on toast. These kinds of fats actually nourish your joints. Cereal with milk, a muffin, a granola bar, even a fruit smoothie with sweetened yogurt. They help rebuild cartilage, reduce inflammation, and even cushion your joints better. Even a piece of sourdough toast with avocado and a side of berries can make a huge difference in how your joints feel the rest of the day. But it does mean the more you prepare meals at home with real ingredients, the more control you have over what goes into your body. Even small changes help. Use mustard instead of mayo. Mash avocado instead of butter. Try hummus instead of creamy dips. Now let's address some of the most common myths that keep people stuck in pain. One big myth: it's just old age. And inflammation is something we can fight through food, through movement, through better sleep, through stress reduction. Your body may not be 25 anymore, but it's still incredibly capable of healing, even in your 70s or 80s. This one breaks my heart. So many people believe joint pain is inevitable, like it's just part of getting older. When your joints are screaming, that's not just aging, that's inflammation. Another myth: if it's fat-free, it's healthy. Oh boy, this old rule from the 1980s needs to go. Fat-free foods are often some of the worst offenders when it comes to joint pain. Why? Because when they take out the fat, food companies usually add sugar, thickeners, and you guessed it, vegetable oils to make up for the lost flavor. That light yogurt or low-fat cookie may actually be worse for your joints than the full-fat version. Instead, look for healthy fats. Real fats, a drizzle of olive oil. Let's also talk about breakfast. A lot of people start their day with things that seem healthy, but are really loaded with sugar and dairy. Try switching it up. Go for a veggie omelet cooked in olive oil, or plain oatmeal with cinnamon and walnuts. And don't forget the power of spices. Turmeric is one of the most well-known natural anti-inflammatories out there. It contains curcumin, which has been shown in many studies to reduce joint pain, especially in people with arthritis. The key is to combine it with black pepper. It helps your body absorb it better. Try adding turmeric to soups, stews, scrambled eggs, or even your morning tea. Just a pinch a day can start to calm inflammation quietly and gently. Grate a little fresh ginger into your stir-fry, or steep it in hot water with lemon. It's soothing and healing and great for digestion too. Ginger is another great one. It works in a similar way to anti-inflammatory drugs, but without the side effects. When you're stressed, especially long-term, your body releases more cortisol. That hormone increases inflammation and breaks down tissues. It even slows down the repair of damaged joints. Now, let us take a second to talk about something that doesn't get enough attention: stress. You might not connect stress with joint pain, but the two are deeply linked. You could be eating all the right foods. Watch a funny video, play with a grandchild, tell a joke. Laughter actually lowers cortisol levels and helps release feel-good chemicals in your brain. It's free medicine and it's powerful. But if you're constantly stressed, your body stays stuck in fight-or-flight mode and healing slows down. So what helps? You don't need a 2-hour meditation session. Start simple. Take 5 slow breaths when you wake up. If you're getting less than 7 hours a night, your joints may not be getting enough recovery time. Plus, poor sleep increases inflammation, increases appetite for sugary foods, and raises stress hormones. Sit by a window for 10 minutes in the morning light. Go for a quiet walk. Call someone you love. Even turning off the news for a while can make a huge difference. And never underestimate the power of laughter. Look for a high-quality product with at least 500 milligrams of EPA and DHA combined. It can help ease stiffness and swelling. And while we're at it, how's your sleep? Sleep is when your body does most of its repair work. If you're struggling with sleep, here are a few simple tips. Turn off screens an hour before bed. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. Try magnesium. Before bed, it can help relax muscles and calm the nervous system. Avoid eating right before bedtime, especially sugary snacks. 1 meal, 1 breath, 1 walk, 1 glass of water. Even improving your sleep by 30 minutes a night can have a big impact on joint pain, energy, and mental clarity. Now, some people ask me, what about supplements? It's a great question. While food should always come first, some supplements can give your joints extra support, especially if your diet's not perfect yet. Here are a few worth asking your doctor about. 1. Omega-3 fatty acids. These help reduce inflammation and support joint lubrication. 2. Turmeric curcumin. Look for a supplement that includes black pepper extract to boost absorption. 3. Glucosamine and chondroitin. These 2 compounds are found naturally in cartilage and can support joint structure over time. 4. Collagen peptides, especially type 2 collagen. This helps build connective tissue and may improve joint flexibility. 5. Vitamin D. Many older adults are deficient, and low vitamin D levels are linked to joint pain and poor bone health. Again, talk to your healthcare provider before starting anything new, especially if you're on medications or have a chronic condition. But remember this, supplements are just that, supplemental. They work best when paired with an anti-inflammatory diet, gentle movement, good sleep, and less stress. Your body is an orchestra. Everything works together. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to overhaul your whole life in one day. But when you make one better choice today and another tomorrow, that's how healing begins. Your joints notice, your energy notices. Your life starts to feel better. Now, if you're still with me, I want you to take a deep breath and give yourself some credit. Just by watching this video, you've already taken the first step. You're showing up for yourself. You're choosing to be informed, and that matters. Because when it comes to joint pain, so many people just accept it. They think it's their fate. But the truth is, your body is listening. Every bite you take is a signal. Every meal is a message. And when you start sending the right messages, less sugar, less processed oil, less inflammation, you can start to feel a shift. Not overnight, not magically, but gently, steadily, surely. So let's recap what we've learned today. They flood your system with omega-6, south and trigger constant inflammation. They're in salad dressings, chips, fried foods, even baked goods. The fix, cook with olive oil or avocado oil. Look for simple ingredients. Balance your fats with omega-3 south from things like salmon, flaxseed, and walnuts. Start where it feels manageable. Maybe it's switching your salad dressing. Maybe it's replacing your breakfast cereal. Maybe it's choosing water over soda this week. Each decision is a step toward less pain and more freedom. There are 3 common foods that can seriously damage your joint health after 60. Try a short break from milk, cheese, and yogurt, from dancing at your granddaughter's wedding, from walking through the farmer's market without aching feet, from playing with your dog without needing to sit down after 5 minutes. But I've seen people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s make changes and feel the difference in just a few weeks. Less swelling, more flexibility, better mornings, easier walks. It's possible, it's real, and it's available to you. See how your joints respond? And if you reintroduce it, go slow and choose the cleanest, least processed forms you can. Refined sugar, the sweet enemy. It creates inflammation, weakens your immune system, and damages joint tissues from the inside out. It helps more than you know. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to our channel. We post new videos every week with practical health tips designed just for older adults who want to feel their best naturally. It sneaks into sauces, snacks, cereals, and even so-called healthy foods. The solution? Cut back slowly. Read your labels, choose whole fruits, use cinnamon, and skip the soda. Vegetable oils, the invisible wrecking crew. Soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil. You've still got a lot of living to do. Dairy for some, it's a hidden trigger. Whether it's the lactose or the casein, dairy can cause swelling, stiffness, and immune reactions in sensitive individuals. Let me know, which of these 3 foods surprised you the most? Are you already planning to make a change? I read every comment, and I love hearing how these videos are helping you live better, move easier, and feel stronger every day. Each of these foods isn't just about pain, they about what holding you back. I know your health journey isn't always easy, but you're not alone. You've got a community here, and we're cheering you on. But now you know, and that changes everything. Because knowledge gives you power, and small choices give you momentum. You don't have to cut everything out all at once. And if you ever feel stuck, remember this: your body is on your side. It wants to heal, it wants to move, it wants to feel light again. Sometimes it just needs a little help, a little space, a little less sugar, a little more rest, a little extra love. You're not too old, you're not too far gone, you're not broken, you're just getting started. And if you've been living with joint pain for years, I know it can feel discouraging. So be gentle with yourself. You're doing the best you can. You're learning, you're trying, and that matters more than anything. Now, if this video helped you understand your body better, or gave you a few ideas to try, please take a moment to hit that like button. And before you go, leave a comment below. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Until next time, take care of those beautiful joints, and you deserve to enjoy every step of it.